Hey, what's going on today, fellow planted earthlings? We're here in the Planet Earth kitchen this morning, and we're gonna prepare a cauliflower pizza crust for you folks at home today. So, very simple recipe, not a whole lot of ingredients, and you can have it done in about an hour. So the prep time is about 15 minutes, and 15 minutes here, and then we have to bake it in the oven for a little while. All right. So our ingredients today. We're going to start out with about 1.5 pounds of cauliflower florets that we're going to make into rice. So what I got over here is I went ahead and used fresh cauliflower. You could use frozen cauliflower if you want to. I chose to use fresh cauliflower and steamed it. So steamed it for about 10-15 minutes until it's nice and tender. If you use the frozen cauliflower for rice, you want to put them in the refrigerator, let them thaw out overnight before you do it again. Okay, so now I'm going to take this cauliflower, which is right off the steamer here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly pulse it a few times and make it into a cauliflower rice, okay? Now we have our cauliflower in my food processor here, and I'm just going to pulse it a few times. Alright, so now that I got my cauliflower out of my food processor, what I want to do is place it on a very thin dish towel in the center of the dish towel. And what we want to do basically is remove all the liquid from it, okay? So in the meantime, I got a nice pan set up here with some parchment paper, and my oven over here is preheated to 400 degrees, okay? So what we really want to do is try to squeeze all that moisture out. Probably about, depending on how much cauliflower you use, there's probably going to be about, I don't know, maybe 1/2 cup of liquid left over by the time you're done. So you really got to squeeze it, try to get it as dry as possible. Just coming out nicely there. And it's great exercise for a grip strength workout in here. You want to see what we got. So that's basically what it's looking like right now after I squeezed it all out. So I got about a little bit more than 1/2 cup, okay? So the stronger you are and the more you want to get out of it, just make sure you're wringing all that cauliflower water out. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to transfer this cauliflower over to a large mixing bowl, which I have here, right? Okay, so I have my 1/2 cup of almond flour I'm going to throw in there with my cauliflower. I have 3 tablespoons of flax meal. I'm going to throw in here. Okay, I have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. We're going to throw that in here too as well. You're welcome to use a spatula or whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and mix it with my hands here. Alright, so we got that nice mixture. Probably should let this cauliflower cool a little bit so I don't scald my hands, but I think it's cold enough here. So we're going to get a nice mix up. Alright, so now I got my nice mix up here. I'm going to go ahead and get this on my parchment paper. You could shape this any way you want to shape it. I'm just going to spread it out, so I have about, I don't know, 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch thickness. The thinner the better, but it has to be a little bit thick so you can put toppings and stuff on it. Alright, so as you see, I have it nicely thinned out here. We got it even across, so everything's nice and even here. It's about, what, 12-14 inches in length. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the oven for about 45 minutes, okay? If you want to roast vegetables or something like that in the meantime while you're cooking this, you can just put an extra pan in your oven, put whatever kind of vegetables you want to roast on that pan, and you can cook the crust and the roasted vegetables together. So after about 30 minutes, I'm going to peek in on this and check to make sure nothing's burning. It should be dry and hard to the touch on the top when you're done. So after about 45 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the dry side over to the bottom, and I put it on for about another 7 to 10 minutes after that, okay? So we're going to go ahead and pop this in the oven, and we're going to give it about a 45-minute cook time. Once again, you want to put it in that center oven, a nice pan, and then set your timer. See you back in about 2 seconds, but in reality it's 45 minutes. Alright guys, sounds like our pizza dough is ready to go. So I went ahead and flipped it over after the 40 minutes. And then I put the dry side down. And so that's what our finished product is gonna look like. All right, so our cauliflower pizza crust is done. And I went ahead and made a pizza with it. So here's the finished product. I went ahead and put some spinach on here, some potatoes, tomatoes, red and green bell peppers, some vegan soy riso, and green onions, red onions, and some plant-based mozzarella cheese. And now all this hard work is gonna pay off, my friends. So have a great day, and we'll see you again.